everyone, to the very first episode of the Voices of Rondo podcast, hosted by the Rondo Youth Council. My name is Javier Soto. I'm here with my lovely co-hosts.
Exactly.
I guess you could say.
I am Rafi. I am a senior at Central High School, which is right down the block from here, where we are recording this at the High School for Recording Arts on University Avenue. And yeah, Erica.
I'm Erica. I go to Brooklyn Center High School, and I'm a junior there.
Awesome. So yeah, this is the first episode of our Rondo podcast, and we're so happy that everyone can join us.
We just wanted to welcome you all and thank you all for tuning in and make sure to check out our YouTube channel too.
Yeah. So we have been learning a lot about the history of the Rondo neighborhood where we are, and the history of transportation systems, which have been, just so destructive to this neighborhood and have this inherent racism within them, especially in highways. And we are going to talk a bit about that history and also about the future of Rondo and the possibility and the effort to build a land bridge over the I-94 highway, which cut this community in two and represents the beginning of potentially a new future to restore Rondo to the vibrancy of its past.
Yep, that's what we're going to be talking about. And stay tuned for the end, because we have a shocking discovery that we'd like to share with you all, featuring a white-owned business down in Clarksdale, Mississippi that made Airbnbs from former slave quarters. So stay tuned for that.
And on another note, right now I'm going to be showcasing a trailer for a documentary that, students here at the High School for Recording Arts had made. It's called Rondo Beyond the Pavement. If we could play that clip, that'd be great.
When I saw the pictures of the devastation, my soul wept.
People lost their homes. Over 400 homes got lost.
My father lost his home.
All of my friends that lived across the street from me, all of their houses were gone.
I didn't really know what they were doing. I didn't really understand it all.
They had a scare tactic with a crane over one of the neighbors' homes.
The ball would come in, smash the house.
My parents were in the kitchen crying, and they told us that we had to move.
There were other routes.
They could have chose a better route.
There was a cohesiveness with the community prior to I-94. There were businesses, families looked out for one another.
We had a lot of kids and families that were tight-knit, and they all watched each other.
That was the strength of the community.
If we know who we are and who we came from, it helps us to go forward in our lives. If we know nothing about our history, then how are we to know about our future?
That was Rondo Beyond the Pavement, like I mentioned. It's available on Amazon Prime for free. And that trailer we just watched is available on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so Rondo is a predominantly African-American community in St. Paul. And in the 1950s, Interstate Highway I-94 was built right through it, splitting the community in half. And just the destruction and displacement and just overall economic hell that it caused for the community, it's detrimental. It was detrimental, and the waves that caused still flow to this day.
I don't know, it's just, you don't really see it in scale when you just say it as a number. Mm-hmm. But the prosperity study that we read, I think, does a pretty good job at kind of portraying that.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
This is something that it happened in Rondo, and you could see the impact that it had on the community and the individuals and their lives and their homes. And it happened across the country too, right? It was this was an effort of, building highways and of this so-called urban renewal across the U.S. to encourage suburbanization and help, ostensibly help cities, but actually destroy these communities like Rondo. And so this is a pattern that kind of recurs so often that we see has such a visceral impact in Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rondo was really just kind of like a cultural melting pot of art, of language, and just everyone who lived here came together, and it wasn't just one or two people who came from here. We have so many influential figures and media that is stemmed from this one little community in St. Paul.
Yeah, to that end, we've got Rondo was like a super important neighborhood, I think, in terms of like what you were saying, like the arts and politics,
music, culture,
music and culture for African Americans. Like even across the U.S., you had August Wilson, the playwright, who lived in Rondo and wrote like pretty much all of his like major plays here, living in Rondo. You had Roy Wilkins, who became like the national leader of the NAACP, who grew up in Rondo. And I mean, you had Tony Stone also, who was like the first, I think, female player in the professional baseball. And there is so much like history of this community and the culture and like the Black excellence in Rondo that was destroyed. Kind of like what you were saying. It was this center for so much, and then it was wiped out.